Hey guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series Premier League for Europe Season 3, as we have our first place finisher in Group B on the line. It is indeed Mr. Empire Happy. How are you doing?
Hello, thanks, I'm fine.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right. Okay, so moving on to the round of 16. Going into your round of 32 group here, how did you anticipate the competition? The group overall, in terms of how you were going to play against them?
Well, I knew that at least two of my opponents will be playing with huge delay, so I expected to be exactly those two players. That's why I actually didn't want to face TLO at any cost.
Yeah, if you avoided TLO, did you think it would just be easy then to get into the round of 16 again?
Maybe.
Okay. So far, we had a couple of players advance yesterday, 4GG and Targa. Did you expect Naniwa not to make it into the round of 16, Happy?
No, I did not. I didn't see the games, but, well, like, shit happens, so he didn't advance.
It happens a lot in the WCS, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. Okay, so can you talk us through the final series against Duck? There was obviously that final game there. Can you kind of confirm to us how that game went for you?
How did you know the all-in was coming?
Yeah, tell us.
Well, I knew that he would not like to play macro game against me because he had a ping disadvantage, so I just was expecting some kind of all-in. I just needed to understand what exactly it would be. So I went to make some small harassment with my Marines, and I seen two sentries, so it was like, yeah, sure, he's going to do some kind of all-in. Actually, I expected some kind of immortal push, but he ended up just making like 6 gates, I'm not sure.
All right, so Happy, 3 times round of 16, very consistent at the round of 16 level. But so far this year, you've got a barrier, which seems to be the round of 8, and you can't quite get past it. Can this be your season? Because if you were to do very well, Happy, you still have a running to go to BlizzCon at the end of the year if you were, to make it to the season finals. Can you make that? Can you make it past the round of 8 this season? Do you feel confident enough to do it? Come on, man. Do you confident? You played very, very well today.
Actually, I don't think so. I think I won mostly because of ping advantage. I was not really satisfied with my play today, especially in games against SaSe. I had so much supply block, so much mistakes. Don't know why. Honestly, I don't feel myself too confident as of late. Maybe I need to make some break because I'm playing too much lately. Like every day, I play whole day.
How often? What is your? Okay, so if you were to just run us down the day of Happy. Like from getting up, what time do you get up and how much do you play? What's involved on a normal dayish then for you?
Well, I wake up around 1 p.m. and I practice like up until 10 p.m. But I make breaks for dinner, for lunch, and like almost after every game I make small short breaks because I cannot sit at the PC like non-stop.
And I have one final question. I don't know if you have more, but from this group, Happy, who do you think will advance in second place?
I was surprised that TLO lost to Duck because of ping advantage. So actually, I expect him to beat SaSe and then beat Duck, so he advanced.
Okay.
I'm done.
You're done? You're done.
I'm ready to be eaten.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Happy, and congratulations moving on to the round of 16. We'll see you soon.
Well, thanks, and see you.
All right. See you in the round of 16.
All right. That was Happy. And that is the interview. And now we move on to our next series here. After our Terran representative does move on, Protoss not doing so well just yet.
That's right. That's right. We had 2 of the Protosses out yesterday, and compared to Season 2, it was probably the complete opposite.
Yeah, they were doing all right last season, but not so much just yet. But they still have a lot of opportunities. They still have opportunity for 1 spot here. Or will TLO advance on? Now, TLO has to go through SaSe in this next series. The map order will be Belshir, Vestige, Whirlwind, and Derelict. So still no new maps just yet. Grr.
I have to agree with Happy when it comes to who he thinks is going to go through second place. I really think TLO is going to make second place here. I find it difficult to see him not making it.
It would be, yeah, it certainly could happen because Duck after the after that series, he's going to be very, very predictable, I feel, for TLO. So TLO is going to play a bit more of a defensive style and be able to try and deal with that.
You're right there, Cloris?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. You sounded and feeling it a little bit better than yesterday, too.
I am feeling a little bit better, yeah. I'm a bit ill, guys, but
Yeah.
plowing on.
Plowing on. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell them we're ready.
Yeah,
so we are now ready for this next game. It is going to be the losers match.
Oh, wait. No, we're not ready. I'm not in. I need to observe.
Oh, not ready.
Oh, join the game, quick!
Can you still join when it's ticking in?
No. Is it going to be Observer Apollo?
Wait. I don't know. Do I observe? Do we delay it? Do I observe? Do I not? I thought we were ready. You weren't in.
I wasn't in, apparently.
I told him to remake, I think, so I think we're going to remake it. I could observe. I'm not bad. I'm not bad. But I think I got in the remake was the last thing I said,
Yeah.
which pretty much means as a pro gamer, they instantly quit.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think they're going to instantly quit, and I will not observe, even though I would love to observe. My observing, but let me tell you.
Well, you did have some all right observing at the final of thingy, but that was when you weren't casting at the same time.
Well, the game is going, and the players haven't left.
Do those drones look like they're moving slightly slower than usual?
No, it's fine. Oh, God, the sensitivity on this thing. All right, let's do this. Let's get into game. I am ready.
Oh, jeez. All right, guys.
I don't know how to center it, so I'm going to do my best.
I don't think
Go ahead, introduce them, Cloris.
Okay, you need to introduce the top left one first.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, God, here we go again. Why do we always do this? All right. And press Control X as well, please.
Sorry.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, spawning up at the top left-hand corner here as our red Protoss representing Sweden and Fnatic, it is SaSe. And down to the bottom as our blue Zerg representing Liquid and Germany, it is TLO.
I'm trying to get it in the middle.
And you know what's even funnier? Now, I have to turn up your sound, and I'm not sure that the balances are right, so this is going to be the...
We're going to do our best.
Yeah, we are.
Unfortunately, I did ask remake, but I don't think the players looking were looking.
This is going to be luxury for me. I'm not observing. Wait a minute.
That's a 13 Forge. Hopefully, this is a short one. Do I need to press Control? Oh.
You might...
but the thing is, I might have it muted on the desktop, guys.
I think you might have.
I might have it muted.
This is going to be the best game of all time.
We may not have sounds. You can blame me. Please blame me.
Well, blame me for not joining the game.
Well, TLO's gone hatchery first, and we may have a cannon rush. We may have a cannon rush. And everything's enabled the sounds, but I can't. I don't want to alt tab.
No. We're not
Let's
allowed.
just deal with it. Let's just be men and make our own sounds.
This is one of the ghetto
Right, here's the
streams.
hatchery, and he's seen it. He's gonna go.
It's going to be the shortest game ever that you have to observe.
Hopefully, let's just hope and pray together.
Oh, he sees it. Oh,
because I mean, there's another pylon, but is this gonna work?
It's in a bit of an odd spot, actually.
Well, he can definitely still make a wall.
Yeah, he could do.
The cannon.
The cannon.
TLO's gonna get cannon rushed. The dramatic music. I'll do the music.
I'll be the drone. Oh, yeah, cancel pipe.
But I think he's just going to go ahead and expand from this. I mean, okay, can he really pull this off?
I don't... Well, I don't know, actually. There's a... no, he's just cancelling too
all
much.
Of them. This is not good.
It's balked. It's balked, guys. Abort mission. What?
Okay, there's 2 cannons and 3 pylons coming in, and more drones coming off. Can this cannon at the back though? It's protected.
Yeah, it is actually.
The probe is gone.
Bye probe.
But there's 2 cannons alive, and they're going to stay alive here.
Yeah, for a long time.
And 1 pylon gets cancelled here.
What's going on?
He surely can't mine from this.
No, I don't think he can.
I mean, he's got a cannon back at home. He'll expand eventually here, but double cannons. TLO's getting cannon rushed.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't go over to the 3rd base, maybe make a base there and try and kind of...
Well, he thought he was going to defend, but SaSe managed to get this cannon, this bottom one, up and running.
I'm amazed that he actually made that work. It was a lot of cancelling.
Well, TLO's going to try and defend it. He's got all these lings being built. He's got 10 in total. There's a bit of surface area. I wonder if cancelling that pylon was the best thing, because it would have helped in the
a
The
lot for
surface area
defense.
war. Yeah. Oh god, sorry about that.
This is it's like listening to it and it's like silent. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, it's more dramatic like this.
It kind of is.
You can
dramatic,
close your
yeah.
eyes and just listen to the cast that way too, or turn off your monitor. It might be a better experience.
It's like a radio cast, but
But look at this. This is going to get destroyed before the hatch.
yeah, he's actually gonna.
Oh,
wait,
the
that's just
hatch.
gonna be really close.
He's got to transfuse in 3 energy.
But his Zerglings don't have the surface area.
Oh, he's got to transfuse now. Transfuse.
Do it, transfuse.
Oh, the transfuse. The last moment transfuse.
What? That was so close. Oh my god, the Queen. Wow, TLO. That was cool. That was
Even
cool.
without sound, it was epic.
It was the most
It was
dramatic
epic.
thing of all time.
It was epic. All right, so, I mean, behind this, the Cyber Core is coming down. The Nexus is coming down. This is a
Playing it
difficult
out.
position for SaSe. He's hurt a little bit, but of course, there was a lot of Zerglings to be built. There was a
Yeah.
lot of Zerglings to be built.
There was a lot of resources lost for SaSe there. So TLO now. What does he do with the Zerglings?
All right, we're gonna come back to us, guys,
We're
because
gonna
we
come
want
back
to try
to
and
us.
fix the sound. Maybe if I can do it.
Scramble. Oh, I can hear
I
something.
can hear stuff. Wait.
We need to check everything to make sure it's perfectly okay for you guys. The game is still going on, but
Ready?
you're not really missing out on too much.
Ready?
We are ready.
Ready?
So let's go here at
I
WCS
hope
Europe.
it's turned on now. I'm really sorry for this unprofessional behavior, but at least we can hear things now.
It's slightly unprofessional, but it's fun. It's entertaining.
I'm really sorry for this. It was my fault because I told the admin we were ready. I'm really sorry. But anyway, we have sound. We have the game.
And we also hope that the sound levels are okay for you guys out there.
I'm sure they're okay. TLO's hatchery survived. I'm doing a lot of observing. There's a Twilight. That's a really early Twilight Council.
I need to scoot over a little bit.
You can sit on my lap if you want.
Oh, okay, thanks.
There's a Twilight Council finishing up.
There is. He's going to go Dark Shrine.
Yeah, he just cancelled the upgrade because he can't afford the Dark Shrine.
Yeah.
I think.
SaSe is playing
Or is it is it Templar Archives?
Dark
Okay.
Shrine.
I was wondering what if it was a crazy Templar Archives play.
Yeah.
But what is this? This is just forcing units out. This Probe and Pylon is going to force a lot of units out, which is keeping the drone count kind of low. But it's 46 isn't kind of low.
Yeah.
That's kind of high.
And how is he doing? He doesn't have a layer, right? He doesn't have any spores down just yet. But how is he scouting? Can he actually send anything in to see that? The Dark Shrine? I don't think so, right?
This Overlord, but it won't get there in time.
Yeah. So he just thinks, oh, he's got his layer on the way. He's going to be fine, surely.
Well, the thing is the fine part, I think, is that SaSe doesn't have anywhere to warp from apart from this pylon. And it's going to take ages to get down there. So Spore Crawl will be made in the mineral line. He doesn't really know what's going on, though. But he sees that Warp Gate isn't ready yet, and he's seen gases being taken. Zealot charge, follow-up too. So SaSe's going for like a 2-base all-in here, I feel.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a DT attempt from this pylon here, I guess, or maybe this one that's been built. And then it's going to be like a Zealot Archon all-in.
Yeah.
Because TLO likes his
Ling-only base plays.
Zerglings,
Yeah,
which
so-
are probably going to come out from these double evolution chamber upgrades.
Exactly. Again, TLO hasn't really done any scouting into the main base, so he hasn't tried to spot things out just there. But now that the Dark Shrine's finished, and he sends those Zerglings
He's not going
forwards.
to see that.
No,
He's
no,
not
no.
going to see that.
That was
But
too
like
much.
one DT on this one's going to kill this hatchery. The other one can
Instantly.
kill a bit of drones down here.
So he could do some damage. SaSe with this follow-up, it's actually quite wise to because that hatchery was so
I think
low, of
he's
course. But
He's starting to feel this out a little bit.
he's certainly setting up. Yeah, actually, he kind of knows. If you look
He's
at what he's
seeing it
doing,
now.
he's morphing into
He's seen it.
overseers.
He doesn't want to lose the hatch though.
Uh
One DT, no transfuse. One DT's down, the other's down as well. Wow,
oh.
perfect. And here's the 6 gateways coming in too.
Things are not going well here for SaSe.
Not at all. He's at 51 supply to 94. It's terrible.
And he has to even kill off a pylon. This is brutal here for SaSe. Dark Templars are going to
Well,
swipe
he's
away at
got
that.
nowhere to attack from. He's got no attacking angle. He's coming from his
Yeah.
main base. TLO is going to have 1-1 upgrades by the time this comes down because he can slow it down so much with his fast Zerglings here.
Yeah, you're right. All he has to do is, even if he, he's getting the Ro32, and that can kite this army really, really well as well. The Zealot Archon against that, if he's on creep, especially. Zealot Archon isn't going to do too much against that.
Yeah, look at this. He's going to see the Archon now, and he's going to be like, all right, this is just the 2-base all-in. Well, if he sees it, okay. Definitely sees it, definitely knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Ro32's even coming down, but like he can buy so much time with Zerglings.
Yeah, as they're going to just wrap around everything. And unfortunately for an Archon, once they're surrounded by Zerglings, they don't fare too well. Because that's a lot of Zerglings, guys. a lot.
SaSe's in trouble. SaSe is trying to win the game now, but the Roach Warrant, 14 Roaches are on the way by all these hatcheries.
That was surprisingly cost-efficient for SaSe. I wasn't expecting him to clean it up just like that, but again, he lost his Archon. That's a lot of investment. And all those Zealots are really, really low on health, actually.
This is going to be the easiest cleanup we've seen today.
Yeah. On his supply blocks.
Well, maybe not as easy as that Archon waste game with Happy.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
But the thing is, these Banelings and Roaches, they're just going to crush through. There's no sentries because he's trying to build Archons.
Ultralisk Cavern.
It's TLO, man.
I mean, like, Banelings, kaboom, and bye-bye Zealots. SaSe now in a bit of trouble, I would say.
SaSe is going to be chased all the way home. He's building sentries out in the open to try and catch these units and do damage with the DTs, but I think there should be an overseer with this, right? Yeah, there is, so...
just making sure that he covers all his bases is TLO right now, and TLO is a very, very good spot here against this. The Dark Templars even go in, morph into Archon straight away during all of that. Not even the best force fields catch 1 or 2 Roaches here, and TLO marches on forward, catching an Archon, just morphing in.
Alright, he's caught there, he'll get the other one too, both are down. It's just a little bit of a sad game here for SaSe.
It's been a bit of a sad day in general for SaSe. There you go, GG. And now SaSe has to bring it back. He's 1 game away from being defeated here in Challenger. Good job, Sean. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Sorry about my observing. I messed up, but
it's all good.
Well, game 1 goes in favor of TLO quite easily there, and I'm sure that I really do feel that this next game is going to go that way as well. I hope for SaSe to do well. Naniwa's out. Sweden doesn't have any representatives apart from SaSe here, and Sweden's always been the frontier of European esports when it comes to their players. Thorze, Naniwa, SaSe, these guys up there bringing a performance most recently.
Oh, yeah.
You know, these players, they always do so well, and Sweden always has good representation at every tournament, but not at this one, not in Season 3, if SaSe was to lose this next map.
This is actually a really good point that you bring up, because if Sweden falls off the mark, who flies that flag? Who flies the flag of best foreign country, I want to say?
Foreign country in this tournament? Maybe Germany, man. TLO, Hazuobs.
Could do.
Korea.
We have mini Korea. Well, Sweden was supposed to be mini Korea. But Germany. Russia's always good. Russia's pretty good. Happy. Titan. Who else? Is there any Happy and Titan? Anyway.
No name as well, that plays tomorrow.
No name. No name.
Russians there.
Yeah. All right, so countdown has begun, guys, for Whirlwind to find out if TLO can take the 2-0 here or if SaSe can tie it up. This is going to be an interesting one because SaSe keeps bringing these interesting players to the table.
Well, he's tweeted, I was reading through a couple of his tweets today, he said that on his way in Challenger League, he tweeted out, come watch me play Challenger League, no, come watch me bomb out of Challenger League. I hate playing with lag. And then the tweet after was like, oh, I bombed in to Premier League. And, he's expressed his feelings, and Happy mentioned it before, they have a disadvantage coming in. TLO has an edge. A big edge, and could definitely move on to the final match.
He certainly does. And we now will jump into game number 2 as we find out who is going to advance on to play against DuckDuck. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner here as our blue Zerg. Representing Liquid in Germany, he is TLO. And up to the top right, we have our red Protoss. Representing Fnatic and Sweden, he is SaSe.
Funk SaSe, Fnatic SaSe. We'll see if he can bring the game that he needs here, whether it's going to be... he's going to play similar styles to his Swedish brother, Naniwa, I feel. If you remember back to Naniwa's play styles previously in the Season 2 round of 32, was also playing from Korea. But what Naniwa did was outsmart his opponents with better builds, better unit compositions, depending on what their tendencies were. We had DT builds, we had Warp Prison builds, mixing it up all the time, making this opponent guess and guess wrong, most importantly. So I feel that's the way SaSe is going to go, especially with having this pilot inside his main base looking for a gateway expand.
Yeah, looking to just play this out a little bit more normal to his kind of brethren's style. And, well, TLO, what is he going to be up to? I wouldn't be surprised if he actually went hatchery first on this map, to be honest with you. It looks like... Oh, no, he is actually going to go for spawning pool. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean... Does he need to risk it? That was for TLO standards, that was kind of an easy first game.
Yeah, it was. And here in game number 2, I mean, this could be enough that in 2014, SaSe, I mean, he likes being over in Asia. He really likes it. He was in Korea for a long time. He moved over to Taiwan, and he's there for a long time as well. If he continues to try and play in WCS Europe, this is a huge disadvantage for him. He can't constantly try this.
Well, that makes me wonder, you know, sometimes when players play there, what's their priority? Is it playing in WCS and doing well in WCS, or is it improving themselves? SaSe's definitely a player for me that says he wants to improve himself. But if you're improving yourself all the time, where are you displaying that improvement?
Yeah.
Because WCS is meant to be that place, right? That's where you're meant to show it. SaSe, again, if we referred back to his Twitter, he actually said one time that he would have preferred to play on the Korean WCS and not have to play with lag in the European. So, you know, that's something that SaSe has to think about coming into 2014 for sure. But for now, Season 3, round of 32, game against TLO in the losers match now. Can SaSe do something?
We'll have to see here as the pylons get set up at the front here. SaSe trying to wall himself off and play a bit more of a standard game. Finds his opponent finally with those 2 Zerglings pushing him back, but doesn't really get confirmation of much of anything. He hasn't seen the fact that there's a 3rd going down. Didn't even see the natural. So SaSe is going to be playing blind for quite a while here.
Yeah, it means that maybe he just has a strategy already mapped out. And it doesn't matter what his opponent does because he's not trying to react. Because for me, playing this kind of playstyle, I guess if you look at the way the SaSe set up, it doesn't matter that much. Because when I'm in this situation, and that's how I like to look at StarCraft a lot, is I can't do anything early anyway. So why do I need to see if he's got gas or not? He's probably just going to take a 3rd base. I've gone for this kind of build. Why would he stick on 2 to try and all-in me and cross positions on Whirlwind? So SaSe from this position, 2 things. He's either A, just going to have and go for his build, which is most likely an all-in, or B, just going to play Stargate and going to use the Phoenixes for his real scouting in this game.
+1 weapons has already started pretty quickly here for SaSe, so he might be looking to find an opportunity to put some pressure on. As that would help out considerably against these Zerglings, especially with the timing of TLO's Evolution Chambers, I would say. But still, he would have a lot of units by the time something would come along.
We got the Chrono Boost into the Stalker. I think that SaSe may just go for this, man.
Yeah?
I think he may just go for this.
To what effect? What do you think? Like a big gateway push, or...?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't taken the gases on his natural now. He's already got +1 on the way. I think he'll throw down some more gateways soon. Unless he's, well, there's the gas coming in. So maybe not. He doesn't have any probe out on the map either, so he's not got really anywhere to do this from. But I wonder what he's going to do. A very early +1 attack. No tech structure yet. Does he just throw down a bunch of gateways a little bit later on now?
Well, there is certainly an opportunity to, but at the same time, he hasn't taken his 4th gas geyser. So there's 1 gateway.
Does he even take the one on his natural? You know, he's not even mining from it. He's built it, but he's not mining from it.
He's faking.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for this. He's got a probe out on the map now as well. The gas is being mined by 1. Like, I don't think TLO is going to be, you know, messing up too much. He's already got 47 drones, which is fine, by the way, and a lot of Zerglings on the way. But are the Zerglings going to be enough by themselves against Zealots with +1 attack?
Yeah, it's going to be debatable here. It depends on the positioning, extremely so. As SaSe does set himself up those pylons across the map, looking to move on forwards, and still doesn't really have too much intel about what's going on from his opponent. So sees a lot of Zerglings, though.
A lot of Zerglings. I mean, he's killed off the probe, so there's only a pylon on in the middle of the map, which he should spot. Oh no, just doesn't.
If he kills off this army and then gets the watchtower, he's going to see it. And unfortunately for SaSe here, these units are going to absolutely get shredded up. The pylon has been spotted as well. He just had to wrap around those Zealots and, well, actually they warped in a little quicker than I was.
Well, if he gets over his reinforcements, he can wrap around the Zealot, but the reinforcements coming from this pylon will overpower him eventually, but the Balinist is on the way.
Yeah.
And without any gases really been taken here from SaSe, he's only on 2, by the way. And if you look, he's got 500 gas in the back. Maybe he warps in a bunch of sentries, but he doesn't really have too many force fields to protect against these Banelings that are going to come in. And they will come in numbers.
Oh, they will. There's going to be a lot of Zerglings out, and all our TLO has to do from here is just bank a little bit of gas that he would like. He has the double gases being taken at the natural. He only had 1 gas in the main, so technically his gas income wasn't that substantial until just now. So he's going to start ramping that up. And he sees all the Zealots. He knows exactly what his playing against.
Yeah, and I'm finding it very difficult for SaSe to break through here, and so is he. He's throwing down a third Nexus. The Twilight Council's come in to further his upgrades, plus, past +1 armor here as well. TLO's already on top of it, though. SaSe's having a very hard time against TLO here. Very simply, is having a hard time.
Yeah, and those Banelings are now present, so these Zealots, they're going to try and march forwards, but these Banelings could just stand at the top of this ramp.
Oh, no, this is going to be ugly.
And he even moves those Overlords. Oh, catching a lot of those Zealots in the middle.
Okay, that was better.
Yeah, so very good connections in the end. And those Zerglings, all they have to do is run back. Those Queens need to block them from getting into a better position. Nice time warp there. They're just going to try and wrap around as much as they can do. So the two Queens don't get the Mothership Core. So that's a slight hindrance here to TLO. But still, all the Zealots get cleaned up. Army supplies 33 to 10.
Well, TLO's defended against this attack, and SaSe doesn't have a third base down. But what SaSe does have is the Templar Archive. So he will, by the looks of it, go over and spend his gas onto Archons. Archons maybe can work, but he's also researching to Blink, which is a little bit weird. So, and then Sentries, so he can't have enough for Archons. So I'm a little bit confused with the Templar Archive here. What is it really for if he has to be taking a third base? He can't attack with Sentries being warped in, Stalkers, Blink, and Archons?
It's an odd composition, or at least to try at this point in time, as TLO now, he's got so much map presence. He knows exactly what's going on in terms of his opponent trying to move out into the middle of the map, and all TLO has to do is pull back, and he's even establishing a fourth base. He doesn't care. He's flying right now.
And he's got +1 carapace now, which neglects the +1 attack from the Protoss army. And even though +2 and Blink is incoming, the amount of units that TLO should be able to build now through having 69 drones, which is more than enough to deal with this kind of two-base attack. It's actually, in most cases, too many drones. But he's not being pressured, he's not being touched.
Yeah.
Before he's got an army. He's already got the drones and the army, so he's going to be able to really build up a strong presence to deal with what SaSe pushes across the map with. And I'm really feeling and fearing, more importantly, for SaSe and his tournament.
Yeah, it's do or die here for him. He has to win this game. If he doesn't, he is out completely into Challenger League. And Spire's going to go down behind this for TLO. It looks as if he's trying to compensate for, mistakes that happened against DuckDuck. Just say, well, if you're sat behind your walls, I don't want you to randomly make Colossi, and I don't have my Spire ready. Because he doesn't know about the Templar Archives just yet, despite knowing about the Twilight Council.
But when he's got just so many Lings and Roaches, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? One Archon, maybe a second one soon. Third base is coming down.
And he does get out with the majority of those Lings. Loses a few in the end. Nice force fields do pin some of them in, but I get in the grand scheme of everything, it's still 76 army supply to 64, and this army is just amassing very, very quickly here for TLO.
Yeah, it's 180 supply, a couple more overlords, and he's up to 200, man.
And even getting Hydralisk down behind this. Nice blink forwards by SaSe with +2 weapons, doing quite a bit of damage to this army because of the little bit of a lack of upgrades here by TLO. But all he has to do is pull back, trying to catch a few reinforcing units down to the south here. But once he kills off this pylon, I think he's going to be sitting pretty. There's no reinforcement point.
There's no reinforcement point at all. It's over there by that Nexus, which is a complete fake out, by the way. It was never meant to be used. 22 Banelings are getting morphed.
Yeah, he had to cancel a few because they were in a bit of a odd position.
That was a courageous blink.
Oh, it certainly was a courageous blink, and now with that blink on cooldown, he's going to lose a lot of those Stalkers. Banelings realize that they can't actually get through that way, so they're going to try and go around with these Zerglings wrapping around some of these Stalkers from the back as well. And TLO with these Roaches just powers on forwards. The Banelings, they took the detour. And they might find a few little prizes.
Yeah, they're going to get a couple of Sentry kills and Zealot kills here, but TLO is just making his way to the final match. You know, game number 1 was kind of easy. Game number 2 has been along the same lines as well for him here. He saw what was coming kind of early. He protected himself. He defended well. And he's cruising in this game. Look at the supply differences. Yeah. It's a very one-sided series.
Yeah, army supply is now 110 to 44. The remaining few Stalkers are going to try and hold on against this. And the Mothership Core will deter TLO from continuing. He lost a few Overlords, but aside from that, I think TLO guaranteed knows he's in a huge driving seat. And all he has to do is play calmly, play safely, and he will win this series.
Yeah, the only thing he could really lose to right now is if his PC disconnected.
Yeah.
But then we have the resume from replay thanks to the heart of the storm, and then he's actually screwed because he has to continue playing in the same position.
Which isn't very good. Although, that being said, he has a lot of Blink Stalkers. If he was ever going to try and make this work, it would be with that, with good control. But blinking back a whole chunk, realizing he was in too much of a dangerous position, now has to retreat back to this main. These roaches are just going to absolutely tear this apart.
I know TLO is very modest, but I'm pretty sure he's thinking about Duck already.
Yeah.
Like, he's got overlords everywhere. He's scouted around the map in case there's a hidden base. He knows that he's in just a winning position. The percentage of him actually losing this game is like 0.1%. It's almost impossible for him to lose this game. The amount of money he's got in the bank, the tech he's got, the upgrades he's got, I don't see how SaSe can win it. He's got so many Stalkers, which is so good for him, but the amount of units that TLO has with his army, and then to reinforce it as well.
I think that's all SaSe is going to try and do here. He's just going to try and max out somehow, some way on mass Blink Stalkers. And good control there. Was slightly cost efficient. Lost maybe 1 or 2 Stalkers during all of that. But still, with the power behind TLO that he has, the Hive morphing in, the upgrades coming out.
Well, the biggest point is the Infestors, because they just stop the Blink, which is what SaSe is trying to use to win.
Yeah. And all he has to do is just sit pretty. I mean, he has a great concave outside this base as well. And unfortunately for SaSe, there's no alternate route. So
no, he needs to go straight through this and needs to fight against these Hydras and Roaches, which will have +1 attack shortly to join their +2 armor.
Trying to gather up the majority of his Stalkers, but they are, unfortunately for him, his SimCity's causing this filing out of units, which isn't really helping him too much.
Yeah, TLO sees every base, by the way, apart from one to the top left. He sees everything.
Wow.
Sees everything, knows his opponent's on 2 bases, knows that all he needs to do is defend.
Very, very patient here by TLO, but he knows he's in a winning position. You don't want to ever throw that away. Look at the minimap down to the bottom left-hand corner. He sees everything. And SaSe still gathering up the Stalkers, but Ultralisk Cavern going down for TLO with the upgrades.
Yeah, upgrades is beautiful. And TLO's going to go and trade off some units. Remember, he's got a lot of money behind this, and SaSe does not. So any trade that is made here is cost efficient.
I think actually that was so good for TLO there that he killed off units without losing a single way. Maybe he lost some Zerglings up at the top of the ramp, but didn't lose any Roaches or Hydras, so extremely cost efficient in that one.
It's a lot of Stalkers.
It is a lot of Stalkers. How many do you have?
52.
Wow, that is a lot of Stalkers. Army supply, 108 to 132. He's dancing his Stalkers because he knows he can't really do anything else at this point in time. Why not? Why not?
Well, now it just becomes a bit of a weird scenario now. TLO's set up with Burrowed Infestors because the Stalkers will eventually come down. SaSe is saying, all right, the only chance I could ever have in this game is, as you said, get to 200 supply. He's at 166 at the moment, and then go. But TLO's upgrades, his position that side here, he'll remax with Ultralisks.
Indeed. There's not much else to say other than that. Adrenal glands even coming down, as well as chitinous plating. The Stalkers still amassing, but sadly for him, his income's not looking that good anymore all across these 2 bases, as he's running out. And I think he just killed his own Stalker.
Well, maybe, but I don't think it matters at this point. He's going to try and just go for it, I think, here. He's filtering through. He's killed a gateway and the side... Oh, and the Temple Archives.
Making sure he has as much area as possible to blink back into, I guess.
Yep.
So this is going to be it for SaSe. Can he make this work? A great fungal hits a huge portion of those Stalkers, and even chaining that as well, doing a lot of damage from the very beginning here. And let's zoom out for good measure.
Yeah, even though SaSe trades really well there with Blink, 3 Ultralisks and Hydras are on the way. It's the perfect units to beat Stalkers.
Yeah.
Like, if you read the manual, it would say Stalkers weak against Ultralisks and Hydras.
Yeah, and the more fungals just killing off this time and time again. 2-2 upgrades against 2-1. So this Roach and Hydra army doing so much. Even the Ultras at the back, not really going to be too required. GG, guys, as Liquid TLO does advance on to the final series.
That's right. So he now goes up in the rematch that he lost earlier on against Duck. He now has the chance to get that revenge and move on. But if we look at this, it's weird because it's TLO who could move on and could be the only representative that isn't Korean in the top 16 at the end of Season 3, or it's the European champion that's knocked out. You know, and does he go on? And it's a bit of a weird scenario now because we started up the day and we looked at the group and we said the 4 players, two players that really shine out is, of course, TLO is looking to do well.
Yeah.
And DuckDuck, the reigning champion. Are we really going to lose the reigning champion in the round of 32?
I am going to say that I am a nasty person, and I want a WCS Europe curse to begin, and all of our top 8 go out before the round of 8, because it would make for a very interesting situation.
Well, MVP was the champion from Season 1 into Season 2, and he didn't make it into the top 8 and fell short in the round of 16.
Yeah.
So we lost our champion then, and we may see our champion lose against TLO here. TLO may take the title away from him and could carry it all the way to the end.
He certainly could do. And you can guarantee TLO has been practicing super hard for this tournament. He knows how much is on the line. You said it yourself. He was nervous. So there's huge amounts of emotions coming into this TLO, but as is there probably for DuckDuck. He is going to remember WCS Europe extremely fondly.
4 Protoss players in Group A and Group B. If TLO wins, all 4 Protoss players from Group A and Group B are out already.
All right, guys. So we are going to go to a break, and then when we are back, the final series of the night. Will TLO advance, or will DuckDuck?